More on that later. Prince and Sondheim did eventually collaborate again out of town, and they remained friends. But their extraordinary artistic partnership, which had burned so brightly, changing forever the notion of what was possible in the musical, had ended. And it was unique. Broadway has no other example of anything even remotely like it. A director-producer collaborating with a composer-lyricist for 6 consecutive shows, unprecedented. And the results were astounding. Each of the shows is as unlike the others as they are unlike any musical that has ever preceded them. Each one is its own world, daring in particular and dazzling the original. Sondheim was somehow able to create a brand new musical language for each project, and Prince's striking visual and conceptual creativity propelled each one to remarkably different places. Together, they challenged their audiences and expanded the art form. Back to the Alvin in 1970. The opening number begins, and the music evokes the ultimate New York sound, a busy signal. The sound of someone trying to connect with another person and failing. That two-note vamp, formed by a pair of voices at the interval of a major second, becomes the basis for the entire number. Bobby is having a birthday party. Bobby's friends appear. None of them is introduced. They clamor anonymously for his attention. The use of overlapping counterpoint is the perfect metaphor for the bewildering overstimulation of a New York social life. By the end of the play, Bobby will actually, finally, be ready to connect with someone. He doesn't know who that will be, but he's ready. George Firth had written a set of one-act plays, each involving a couple in the third person. Sondheim suggested that he show them to Prince, which he did. Prince thought they would make a good musical. They went to work, eventually coming up with the idea that the central character would be that third person. And in direct opposition to the tradition of most musicals since Oklahoma, the songs in company don't evolve naturally out of the dialogue. They comment on the action and stand apart from it, giving the show a new form. What came to be known as the concept musical had been born. When they were auditioning actors for the role of Marta, an intense New York Jewish girl, in walked Pamela Myers, sunny, Midwestern, and blonde. Must have been one hell of an audition. After she sang, Prince asked Sondheim if he could write a song for her. Here's what he came up with.
Some come to stare, some to stay.
Before beginning work on Company, Sondheim, who was single, asked his friend Mary Rogers if she would talk to him about the experience of being married. She was on her second marriage at the time, to Henry Gettle. She acquiesced, and she spoke to him one evening for several hours while he took notes on a yellow legal pad. Many of the songs in Company are a direct result of that conversation, and there's a secret thank you for that evening embedded in the lyrics of the opening number. One of the couples sings, "Hank and Mary get into town tomorrow." Prior to his work with Prince, Sondheim had collaborated as a lyricist with three of the finest, most experienced composers working on Broadway. West Side Story, written with Leonard Bernstein in 1957, is a lasting masterpiece. Gypsy, written with Julie Stein in 1959, had been a triumph. And in 1965, honoring a promise he had made to his mentor, Oscar Hammerstein, Sondheim reluctantly agreed to write only the lyrics once again for Do I Hear a Waltz? This time the composer was the great Richard Rogers, but the collaboration was a struggle and a chore. Sondheim found Rogers sour and difficult, and felt that he was suffering from a corrosive insecurity, manifesting itself in a dogged refusal to rewrite anything once he had initially composed it. The result was what Sondheim calls a dead show, and one that deserved its failure. How remarkable, then, is this letter from Richard Rogers, which he sent several years later. Dear Hal and Steve, I'm writing to you this way because what I want to say is to your partnership in Company, rather than to each of you as individuals. I have always felt that the really great show depended on all its parts being intimately related to each other. In this sense, Company is triumphant. The physical production and its use would be enough reason for happiness, but when the show actually looks like the sounds that come from the pit, then we have something tremendously exciting. Steve, I played the album this past weekend, and my enjoyment and respect for it were multiplied listening to it carefully at home. This is a unique talent you walk around with, and I think you are absolutely right in your insistence that you must write both words and music. No one but you would have had the ingenuity and courage to write this music, and the show would have suffered with anything less. Enjoy yourselves, Dick Rogers.
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair, ruin my sleep, and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mock me with praise. Let me be used. Bury my
working on with James Goldman called The Girls Upstairs, a murder mystery set at a gathering of ex-Follies girls. Prince didn't like it, but he asked them to rewrite it, making it more abstract, more gauzy, more audacious. He found a Life magazine photo of Gloria Swanson standing in the rubble of what had been the Roxy Theater, and using that as a springboard, he envisioned a show about illusions and regret that included ghostly showgirls and a surreal final sequence where the characters would collide with their younger selves in an elaborate set of Ziegfeld Revue-style numbers. The show became Follies.
Pounding 42nd Street to be in a show. Broadway, learning how to sing and dance, waiting for that one big chance to be in a show. Gee, I'd like to be on some marquee, on twinkling lights, a spark